Oh, you shitting me. Oh man, after all that, the orientation got locked the wrong way, guys. Sorry about that. So we're going to have a little bit of a messed up live stream because my orientation is going to be off this evening. Oh, the best laid plans of mice and men. I've been working here for the last hour, working on all the details of getting this thing to work. And I didn't turn my phone fast enough when I was doing the anyhow, the thumbnail. Ah, crap. Well, I do see that some people made it. Some people made it to the chat. Who do we got in here? We got Mike Mayfield. Okay, I think you got it. Cliff, he's in here. W8. Okay. Hey, Billy, he's here. Frank, what's up? Okay, yep, yes, okay. Can you guys see me and hear me now? Can anybody see and hear me now? I'm here. I'm recording. I'm talking. You guys should be able to see me now. Okay, Selling Wonder says hello. Pilot should be here soon. Okay, Billy, yes. Okay, so you guys can see and hear me. All right, good deal. Good deal. Sorry about the picture angle. I guess a little bit of Doug's transcription errors from his live stream yesterday rubbed off on me. So anyhow, let me show you guys around. I am in Old Saybrook. There's the yacht club over there. This is the anchorage here at Old Saybrook. It's a very, very small, very small, actually it's not an anchorage, it's a mooring field. They have these little moorings, like you see that one right there, little mooring ball with the flag sticking up. I drove into the anchorage, and on the top of this flag, there was a yellow streamer flying on the flag that said back August 25th. So the deal is when people that live here and keep their boat here, if they leave the marina, they're supposed to put a streamer on their flag if they're not going to be here overnight, so that guests like myself coming in know that we can grab that mooring ball and stay there. And as I understand it, I think it's free. I'm not 100% sure. Nobody has come up and said anything to me. Okay. Some people seem to be having some technical difficulties. I hope you guys just clicked on the link. You should be able to comment. Obviously, people are commenting. It may be something in one of the buttons on your phone. Sometimes up at the top, there's a little thing right about in here that you gotta hit, and it'll enable you to get on. So, hold on, guys. I got people commenting here, and I think they're having trouble figuring out how to get on. So, let me see what's going on with that. Hold on one second. Bear with me, if you will, so we can try to get everybody in house here. Michael Perky he made a comment, but I don't know what that comment is. So let me see what the comments are. Utilizing my tablet. I am multitasking here. I anticipated we were going to have some difficulties. Come on. Come on. Hello. My tablet's being difficult. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not letting me go check my chat. Okay, that works. That works. So why doesn't that work? Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's not right. Overview. Community. I found my way here. Tom Travis says he found his way here. Craig Chadwick. Okay. Notifications. Messages. I don't know. Michael Perky commented on my post. Okay, so my page, notifications. I don't know. Could not figure out how to comment on my phone. My laptop doesn't let me see the chat either. Huh. Okay. Yeah, guys, it's got to be something in the connections at your end. If you followed the link, which obviously you are since you're watching me, you should be able to comment and see it. If not, it's a setting on your device. Possibly up here at the top, right up here at the top somewhere, there's a couple of boxes. Maybe check on one of those boxes and click on where it says live chat, and then you should be able to see the chat and participate in it. So, all right, sorry guys, sorry I disrupted things trying to take care of that little bit of housekeeping there, but trying to make it fine as frogs here. There you go, Cliff. I couldn't comment on Patreon, had to move it to YouTube. All right, Steve, there you go. All new shit here. Yep, there you go. We're learning this all over again. Did you have to move over to YouTube? Should be. Yeah, you shouldn't have had to connect through Patreon. You should have been able to just click on the link, but you only got the link because you are on Patreon. So that's how that kind of worked. Streaming beautifully, really smooth, no buffer now, which is a relief, although picture is on its side. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. When I set this up, I didn't turn my phone at the right moment that you have to do. And, okay, Mike Mayfield's on here. Okay. He's fine. Just skinny. Yes, I'm skinny vidding tonight. Skinny vid. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, let me start out. Minimize it, then twist it. Minimize. I don't have minimized capability on. I could close it, but I don't want to close it. I don't. You know what? I wonder if I were to change the phone angle. Nope. Orientation still won't let me do that. Let me see. Nope. Don't want to mute the microphone. Yeah, I don't see any option that enables me to pause it and turn it. So there you go. So it's just gonna have to be the way it is. So all right. A couple of frustrations on my part. Let me get that out real quick. I'm really frustrated. I am not making many good miles. You have to click on the YouTube link. There you go, Mike. Yeah, you have to just click on the YouTube link. The only reason I set it through Patreon is so that you would get the link. Then you can click on the link and it should take you right to YouTube. I hope. That's the way I configured it. So, but maybe I don't have that clear enough. So hopefully Michael Perky will figure that out. I think he's the only one we're still waiting for that hasn't figured it out yet. Anyhow, I'm really frustrated. I'm not making very good miles. It's been one problem after another. Mostly wind direction seems to be. Hey, Michael P. got it. All right. You click on the picture. Isn't there a box to check to make? Nope. So okay, now Billy's sending me a message here. Oh gosh, guys, come on. Tom Travis commented on my post. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it, guys. It is what it is. So everybody who's not here, raise your hand. There you go. Anyhow, I'm really frustrated. I'm not making miles. It seems like every day there's been one issue or another that's popped up that has precluded our ability to get anywhere, and I'm really pushing. I was hoping to be tonight. I was hoping to be in Bristol, Rhode Island. Should have been in Bristol, Rhode Island, but it's just been like a comedy of errors with all kinds of issues. Wind direction today was a real problem. Started out great coming out of New Haven. It immediately, I did a live stream, I think at 10 o'clock or so. I was rocking and rolling, burying the rail, making tracks. And then the wind turned and hit me right on the nose, and then stayed on the nose the entire rest of the day. I spent all day today bashing into the wind. I was really hoping to make it all the way out to, much closer so that I could be in Bristol tomorrow, and, just got slowed down with the wind on the nose. So, whereas, I was making 6 knots, 5.5, 6 knots, burying the rail and flying this morning, in relatively light wind. This evening or the afternoon, actually late morning, all afternoon, total day, I've been doing nothing but bashing against the wind. I mean, just beating the crap out of myself in the boat. It was not at all fun. And then about, 3 o'clock or so, 2 o'clock, I hear the engine whine. I was like, oh crap, now what? So I shut the engine off and I go down below, and I figured out that I made a big screw up. I screwed up big time. There is there's a bolt. There's two bolts, two main bolts that hold my alternator in place. There's a big bolt that goes across the top that forms the hinge, and then there's a second bolt down below that you can use to adjust the tension. Well, when I was doing the fuel line repair work the other day, I had to take the alternator off and was put the alternator back on. The big bolt on top, I threaded it up. I never tightened it down. I forgot to. Billy, why did you delete Alan Kramer? Huh. I don't know why you did that. I didn't know we were going to be deleting people on Patreon. Was that an accident, I hope? Or was there something going on there I wasn't aware of? I'm glad to see you on this live stream. I thought you only posted on the dark side posts. More issues with the yacht. Can you just turn and go downwind? No, because of where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get east, and the wind was blowing out of the east. Anyhow, so I fried the alternator today. It got out of alignment. The bolt came out. It got out of alignment. And, okay, Billy, I didn't see the comment, so I'll just leave it at that. It got out of alignment, and it fried the alternator. So, my bad. My screw up 100%. I should have tightened that bolt. I forgot to tighten that bolt, and it cost me an alternator. Not only did it cost me an alternator, it cost me a bracket, too. And that's where the problem was. Dog, come on, get out of here. You're in the way. What did I do with that piece? Here it is. Busted the bracket. This came off. So now not only do I need to find a welder to weld this in, but now I got to find an alternator. However, talking to my buddy Douglas, we Michael, there are some people that joined anonymously. Something I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. I figured I would go through the first live stream or two and then block as necessary, even though they're patrons. Just because they sign up for Patreon doesn't mean they actually pay and become a Patreon. So you know how these trolls operate. I didn't see what Alan said, but apparently it wasn't very positive. In any event, so I'm gonna have to get an alternator and stuff. But anyhow, I spoke with Doug, and here's what Doug told me. He says the only thing my alternator and battery does on my boat is start it. It just starts the motor. The motor doesn't need the alternator to operate at all. A good way to never lose a bolt is to mark with paint to see if the movement after rattling is a possibility. 10 stars doing a live as well. Well, bully for him. Anyhow, so the bolt fell out. It came out of alignment. It fried the alternator. And so now I have to replace it. But I spoke with Doug, and Doug said the only thing that the alternator does is charge the batteries. The only thing the batteries do on my boat is run the starter, which I start it once in the morning. I run all day and shut it off. So, or maybe I start twice a day or something. Not very much. And I do run my mast light at night. So there's that. So Doug and I were saying, he said, you know what you really should do? He said you should just go get yourself a cheap battery charger at Walmart. A $30, $40, 12 volt, 10 amp battery charger at Walmart, and you run the generator to run the refrigeration anyway. That wouldn't add any load to it, and then just use the battery charger to top off your batteries. I thought, well, hell, that was a brilliant idea. So, and your lights, possibly an electric fuel pump, possibly, but I doubt it. Yeah. So anyhow, so I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Where I'm at here, it's a 1 mile walk to a Walmart. 1 mile. So hopefully tomorrow morning I'll be able to get a hold of their launch. They have a launch here in the Anchorage. I saw it running around. I got to call them in the morning. See if I can get their launch to take me to shore. And then I'm going to walk to Wally World tomorrow morning early. Very early if I can. and pick up a new battery charger and get it here on the boat, and then I'll be good to go. I won't worry about replacing the alternator or the bracket for the time being. When I get back to Port Washington or something, I can take care of doing that kind of work then. I do know somebody in Long Island who has a welder after all, so if I can just weld that bracket myself over at Doug's house and not have to worry about finding somebody else to do it. So I can work with a battery charger for a couple of weeks. It was a minor repair, but it did delay me about an hour, and we were bouncing around out there in some rough seas while that was going on. So we'll have to see from that. So anywho, we are here at this beautiful anchorage. Actually, my son did, and I got off the phone with you and couldn't find. I figured you out, and I'm streaming to my living room TV. Okay, Doug, there you go, buddy. All right, let me see what I missed in the chat while I was going on there. So, can you just turn? No, you can't just turn to go downwind. Something going on. I'm back. Yeah, Michael, I don't know. Good way to know. Yep. Okay, go. He played both sides. Read today that they were going to pay Carl $1 a month just so they can find out what was going on here. Yeah. What kind of childish nonsense is that, you know? Wow. It's always one thing to repair after another. Newer boat would have fewer issues. I guess that comes with the price of the course. You know, and that's exactly right. You know, guys, you know as well as I do, this is a $2,000 boat. I had to laugh. Somebody said, well, you should have had it surveyed. Yeah, I'm going to spend $700 to survey a $2,000 boat. I'm sorry, that's asinine. It's a $2,000 boat. So if I got to do a little work here and there, I can do a little work here and there. I'm not overly concerned. Normally it wouldn't be a problem for me. It's just that I'm trying to get up here to meet this guy to pick up the dinghy, and I'm holding him up. And so I'm really trying to get up there just as fast as I can. So the starter starts the motor, not the alternator usually, please. Well, yes, but the alternator, that's what I'm saying. The alternator puts the juice into the batteries so that the batteries can start the engine with the starter. So, okay, so there we go. Yep. Anyhow, the good news and the bad news. The good news is, guys, is that life is awesome out here on the boat. You guys, my Patreons, you guys are kind of like the backbone people for me. You know, my main staunch supporters and stuff. And so I wanted to take a moment here and just say thanks. You know, just say thanks. Just say thanks. Just let everybody know I'm good. The dog is good. Today was a bit of a suck-ass day, bashing into the wind, but you know, you're going to have those days. And tomorrow's probably going to be more of the same, because I'm going to push on and try to get over to Bristol just as fast as I can. And if that means I got to spend the whole day bashing my head against the wind, only making, you know, 1.8 knots as I ran into today for a while, well, then that's what you got to do. You know, hell, I could probably walk to Bristol faster, but you know, it's what you do. So I just wanted to say thanks to all the supporters out there, all the people that have been so generous and donated so much to my cause and helped me out. You know, it's because of people like you who've made this thing really possible for me. You know, if it wasn't for folks like you with that kind of love and support, hey, I'd still be sitting in my cabin up in Alaska freezing my bippy off, you know. Or stuck there in my garage, at the garage there at my ex-wife's house. You guys have given me the courage to do this, to step out, to venture forth. And so that's what I did. It was a couple of the people on here who were so supportive of what I was doing. You know, I remember the comments exactly. He said, hey, you know, don't worry about it. We got you. If you run into a problem, if you have an issue, we got you. And you know what? You guys have had me every step of the way. You guys have had my back every step of the way. And I don't know, there aren't any words. There's just no other way for me to say thank you to you guys, but just to say thank you. I'm touched by it, and I thought this would be a great time just to step in here and say to everybody, you know, thanks. You guys really rock. So anyhow, yeah, it's a little tiny anchorage, and it's very crowded. Every mooring ball is taken. If you get on Google Earth and look at Old Saybrook, Saybrook, I thought it had an E on it, but I guess it doesn't. Like my last name, Brook, has an E. It doesn't. Old Saybrook in Connecticut. There's a very, very narrow, shallow, 50-foot wide cut that comes into here. And then this mooring field, you can see there's this great big area here off to the side where there's no boats over there. There's no boats over there because that's only like 3 feet deep over there. I mean, I almost wonder if the wind turns and my stern is out that direction, my rudder might be hitting the ground over there. I did notice there are some smaller sailboats in this line up ahead of me, but not much at all. So, but yeah, very shallow. And then on the other side of this mooring field over that way, again, there's a great big huge shallow area. And it's really obvious when I look out across this way, because like right here I can see where people have some boats behind their house, but that whole shore off to the side over there, nobody has any boats by their house. It's too shallow over there for them to get boats to their houses. So they have a nice view of the water, maybe a kayak, canoe, but nothing that has any draft to it. So, all right, with that said, next thing I was hoping to touch base with you guys about today during the live stream is, aside from today's screw up, which was my fault, not the boat, that was 100% on me. Okay, Andy. Really, Andy? You're not here? Oh, where'd it go? For some reason, Andy didn't get the link. I don't know what's going on. And I can't do that during the middle of the live stream. I can't do it with my thumb. There's the launch. Howdy. How you doing? Hey, what are your hours? What are the hours for the launch?
Tomorrow 9 to 7.
And what does it cost to go ashore?
35.
35? Round trip?
Yeah.
Round trip 35.
All day long.
Okay, thank you. There we go. Caught him just as he was going by. That's the launch. So anyhow, aside from today's screw up, you know, the repair work that we've had to do with the boat has actually been pretty darn minimal. I mean, you know, a fuel line, you know, it seems like a catastrophic thing at the time, but fact is it's really not that big of a repair. It's just, you know, a quarter inch, it's a couple of hose clamps. You know, it's pretty simple. The alternator today, I mean, that was my fault. That was my screw up, and I can't hold the boat for that. So my little $2,000 purchase that I bought, you know, is awesome. I'm really happy with it. So everybody keeps messaging me. I can't respond to messages during the live stream, guys. I don't know what to tell you there. People are trying to respond to me on Patreon, and I can't. They're commenting on my posts, and I can't respond to that. So I don't know what else to do there. Whole bunch of comments on my post. I can see the live stream on Patreon, but never got the link. Don't weld the bracket. You can buy an alternator. Live stream on Patreon, but never got the link. Huh. Okay. All right. I guess. But Steve, you're obviously watching. Huh. Okay, guys. I guess it's just, you know, logistics here of working out the links here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my Patreons and make a separate email list for all of them. And that way I can go ahead and just do a bulk email to everybody before the live stream. So, hey, what channel do I use to get in contact with you? 9? 10? You're on 10?
10?
On the VHF, how do I call you?
We got 2.
You got 2? I didn't want to ride right now. I just want to know how to get. What's that?
Call in. We're North Coburg on 78.
You're on 78?
Yup.
Okay.
And
Lily, no. Don't get too close. She'll jump on. No. No, no.
So there'll be a launch drive at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Get out. Okay.
And basically it's $35 for all the club amenities.
Okay.
You got a shower.
Oh, okay.
You know, all that stuff.
Right.
Launch service.
Okay.
There's a kitchen, all that stuff that you can use.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Yeah, I need to get to Walmart tomorrow.
Okay.
So, and I reach you on VHF channel
78 Alpha.
78 Alpha. Okay.
Alright?
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, guys. Sorry, I'm live streaming my YouTube channel.
I love it.
Thanks. I was afraid he was going to get too close and Lily was going to jump on his boat. She just loves visiting other boats. She really does. She gets so excited anytime anyone comes near. Look at her. She's all excited. You want to go visit them, huh? Oh, boy. Well, great. So in the excitement, I backed my butt up, knocked my drink over, and emptied it. So, oh, this first live stream's turning out to be a doozy, isn't it? So for 35 bucks, it gives me access to all the yacht club's benefits, which includes a shower. That does not sound bad, a shower. Actually, a shower sounds pretty darn good. I haven't had a shower in a long time. So maybe something to consider. Anyhow, where was I at? I thank you guys for the stuff. Oh yeah, talking about the boat. So, well, I'll tell you what, before I get into that, let me go back and see what I missed here in the chat, and I'll get into the next thing I want to talk about. I looked again, actually, my son did. Okay, figured out the option, okay. Oh, Frank, I know you guys are, man. Looks crowded but peaceful. Yep, nope, just show him the money. He's on his own for courage. So I don't really understand the whole 10-star thing, and I don't really give a shit, but I have searched it out, and they're discussing what is going on here. Weird folks. Yeah, Michael, I don't understand the trolls either. I just don't get. If you don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. I mean, how hard is that? You know, if you don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. But there's a couple people out there like this Captain 10-Star and Craigorus Smith and Wright Forge and a few of these guys that are just so blown out. I mean, their passion is just to give me a hard time and do everything they can to disrupt what I'm trying to do. I don't understand how anybody could have that much hate and vitriol in themselves to go to the length and degree that these guys do. I mean, it's just phenomenal to me. I don't understand it. It's something I would never do. I mean, if I saw something I didn't like it, change the channel. I mean, how hard is that? Go watch something else. You know, there's a gazillion things to watch. If you don't like me, watch something else. But these guys feel like they're duty bound to, you know, make sure the whole world understands, you know, their beliefs and stuff. And, you know, they're just going on and on and on about the same couple of things. They talk about the Brook family farm up in Alaska and how I left a bunch of people hanging out and I owed them money. Everybody up in Alaska got paid 100%. If you don't believe me, I know you can get on and there's a couple websites that show the negative stuff. Hey, call the state's attorney general's office. Talk to the girl there. Talk to the Chapter 13 bankruptcy court, and they will give you the records. It's all public records, and it shows on there I paid everybody in full. I can hold my head up high anywhere in Alaska. I can walk down the street proud because I did what I needed to do and I refunded everybody. But these morons, they don't see that. You know, they hear the original thing, they get the thing, the negative thing, and they go off half-cocked without any understanding about the rest of it. So, and then the other thing is, they're all upset about the fact that I, have been fairly successful. No, I've been extremely successful. Let's call an ace here. I've been extremely successful with, fundraising and funding and stuff, because I've had so many great supporters that have been helping me out. And I certainly appreciate that. And I think these guys just get so upset about that, that people are there and being supportive. And so I don't understand it. I really wish I had the opportunity to be able to mitigate some of that somehow, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, these guys are just vicious animals at this point. And it's sort of funny, all the negative things that they claim that I've done that has them so fired up. If all that was true, I don't see it as being a pimple on a butt compared to all the nasty stuff that they're trying to do to me. So I just don't get how that's happening. So anyhow, so we will see. So all right. That's because they don't have a life and they want to screw up someone else's life. That's exactly right, Frank. If you can hold off fixing the alternator until you come back this way, hopefully get bearings and rebuild kit and rebuild. Oh, really, Doug? Huh? That might be an idea. Lily used to getting on and off. Yes, every time the water taxi comes by, she knows she's going to jump on. So they're entitled to believe what they will. We will believe in you. Well, thanks, Doug. I appreciate it, man. Good call with the title Luvestream. Yeah, I thought that was appropriate, Pilot. The women in comments on those sites have the filthiest mouths that I've ever heard. Yeah, yep. Just mean-hearted people. That's right, Mike. Just mean-hearted people. Yep. And I I just don't get it. They've got their own little fan group over there now. They're making a whole bunch of parody movies about it or whatever. I'm sure they're having a field day. Obviously they're really happy that they were able to sneak some of their people into our chat here. And so I'm gonna have to change some things, obviously, like from now on, I think I'm gonna make it so that if you are going to be a member of the Patreon, it has to be a real name and not a nom de plume, which some of these people have obviously been using to get in here. And I think I'm going to have to require that someone be a patron for a period of time before they can participate in the live streams. Which is easy to do, because I can send an email to you or not send an email to you with the link, and that's how that works. And then all you have to do is just click the link. You don't have to go to PayPal or Patreon. You'll get an email with a link. Just click the link and you're there. So yes, Mike, I get a report as to who is and who's not paying, but I just recently had a whole bunch of people jump on, and some of them used names that were not who they actually were, didn't have any real pictures. It wasn't like real disclosure, and even the email address was some BS that go at Gmail or something, not their real name or not anything. So I think I'm going to have to start figuring out some way. I'm not sure I'm going to do that, of checking out these people and deciding who is and who doesn't. Just because you sign up for Patreon doesn't necessarily mean that you should be able to get onto these live streams and be a troll. So obviously I got my work cut out for me in trying to figure out how to mitigate some of that, and I'll work on it. I mean, it's not perfect. We knew it wasn't going to be perfect to get started, but we'll get that figured out. So they use my name. Since then, my icon doesn't appear. Oh wow, Doug. Okay, or is that the fake Doug? No, that's the right one, because he's the moderator. Okay. We are real and behind you, Carl. Hey, Pilot, I know that, buddy. I know that. So, yeah, but anyhow, that's not what I came to talk about today. I didn't want to talk about trolls. I was kind of enjoying kind of putting them in the background. Frank will tell you that Frank calls up quite a bit and gets all animated and excited. He calls me in the evening, goes, I just got on and watched this and that son of a gun and died, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Frank, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. They have robbed me of too much already. I simply am not going to waste any more of my time dealing with troll nonsense. I mean, that's my mindset right now. I'm really trying to move away from it. And in fact, I've asked Frank a number of times, just I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know you're upset and you're agitated by it, and I appreciate that, but it's wasting too much of my time. Time to move on. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on. What I was talking about before is the boat. I am thrilled with the boat. I really am. The little projects that we've done along the way, putting these little access panels in, like this one over here, worked out perfectly for being able to bolt down, the push pit. Now that the push pit's all reinstalled and stuff, I've really been enjoying the push pit and how it's been working out. All the little repair jobs along the way that I've been working on has really been awesome, and have really improved greatly. In fact, there's a couple of little projects that I've bought the components. Like I'm going to install the charger. I'm going to install a USB plug right here. It's going to go right here in this panel right there. I'm going to drill a hole and mount it there, and plumb it directly into the batteries, so that while I'm up here on deck, I can use my Navionics, which I use on my iPad and my tablet, and be able to charge them and power them without having to run the generator while I'm up here. So, of course, that is once I get the alternator replaced, but I can recharge with the battery. And I've found that plugging my laptop or my iPad into my house battery on my boat makes no difference that big battery at all. I mean, the amount of power that it consumes charging itself back up is negligible. So, not much of a problem. I noticed Doug commenting on here. Doug's really thrilled. He started his new channel, Car Talk with Doug, where he's talking about car repairs and stuff on Saturdays at 2 o'clock. He had his first live stream, and technical glitches and whatever. You expect that's going to happen. But I was really pleased that Doug picked up a whole bunch of subscribers and is getting a whole bunch of people emailing him with questions, and I think he's really happy about it. And from my perspective, if that's the only thing that I accomplished in the 52 days, 51 days, whatever it was that I was in New York, was to get Doug to start his YouTube channel, then to me that was a very successful trip, because Doug really needed something to do. He needed some reason to get up out of bed and get going and do stuff. And I'm gonna rat on you here a little bit, Doug, but Doug understandably is a very depressed person with his medical bills and his his health issues. And yeah, there you go, Doug. Makes him feel useful again. It makes him feel useful, like he can contribute. He can do something, and he can do something literally from his couch in his living room. He doesn't have to go way out of his way. He can start it there and build it from that. So it's awesome, and I love to see Doug now. He's excited about this, and he's having fun with this, and that's great that I was able to ignite that in him, because I don't think he had a clue to even think about doing that until I made the suggestion to him. Actually, I made the suggestion to Claire, his wife, first. Kind of felt out Claire a little bit about it, and she thought it was a great idea and that we should get Doug to do it. And sure enough, yesterday, 2 o'clock, Doug did his first live stream. That's freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm very proud of Doug for that. Very proud of him. So that was a good success. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. I mean, there's only 24 people watching, so it's not like we're going to make a huge dent in anything. And this is going to stay an unlisted video. No one's going to have access to this video except for me after this live stream. Well, I guess you guys will have the links, so the links will probably still work. Yeah, I guess. So you guys will be able to watch this over again. But it won't be public, and it won't be out on my regular channel, so nobody else will be able to watch this except for us patron people, you patron people, my inner circle people. So, all right. So with that said, guys, we're like 40 minutes into this already. I wanted to open it up and let you guys ask questions. Anything you'd like to know about the boat, the dog, me, our plans, what's going up. Yes, Mike, it will show up in your history that you watched this. Yes, it will. But I whatever questions you guys have, and of course we're in a, predominantly troll-free environment. So I'd be interested to see what questions you may have for me. So my dad had an automotive dealership for AC Delco parts, plus many other brands. Whatever I needed for my car, pennies on the dollar. Oh, cool, Frank. Best part is I can do this from home. I'll be uploading videos soon. There you go, Doug. Awesome. Awesome. So if anybody have any questions for me, now's the time. Now's the time. Go ahead. So, yep, Jack Street. Apparently they are. Apparently, you know, they're like cockroaches. They get into everything, you know. So we'll figure it out. We'll be able to mitigate them. I'm just gonna start going by, and if I don't recognize you on Patreon, you're out of there. So it is troll free. Yeah, well, I don't know if Craig Smith or whoever else he used to get in here, but yep, doesn't matter. He's so insignificant and inconsequential in my life. It makes really no difference to me whatsoever. You know, I mean, I really don't give a rat's ass about him, to be honest with you. So it's no skin off my back, you know. I had to laugh, and again, I hate to continue harping on this kind of stuff. I had to laugh. I guess it was Doug. Doug got hammered on his live stream by a couple of trolls. I think Craig Smith was one of them, trying to tell Doug, and this one I thought was hysterical. I really thought this was funny. Here's Craig Smith, a guy who has no idea about me whatsoever, is absolutely clueless, trying to tell Doug, who I've known since I was a kid and has known me since I was a kid, he was trying to tell Doug all about me. I mean, the balls, the audacity, you know, to think he's so, you know, self-important and makes a difference to anybody's life. A guy who's never met me, never had a conversation with me, knows absolutely nothing about me, is talking to my lifelong friend, trying to tell my lifelong friend of the kind of person I am. Like Doug wouldn't know that already after being friends for what, 50 years, 45 years or something. You know, Doug and I lived together for 6 months. You know, Doug stayed with me in my house in Ohio for 6 months. I mean, I know Doug intimately. And I just thought it was funny that this troll, who doesn't have a clue, thinks he does, obviously, he doesn't have a clue, you know, should tell Doug, you know, how it is. You know, he's gonna tell him how it is, man. He's gonna straighten his ass out. Well, you know, Doug just thought that was hysterical. I thought it was hysterical. When Doug got done telling me, I mean, again, just like dealing with Frank, I was kind of like, Doug, I don't want to, and I'm sorry, Frank, I'm picking on you here, but I just don't, well, you know what I mean, Doug, yes. Anyhow, I just thought it was funny that this guy was trying to tell a lifelong friend about me, like my lifelong friend wouldn't know about me anyway. So, anyhow, I thought it was funny. Well, guys, look, it's getting kind of cold sitting out here. Nobody seems to have any questions for me. I kind of covered the things that I wanted to touch base with you guys about. I'm really thrilled with the boat, and no, Mike, yeah, 22 are patrons, but there were a couple individuals who were not patrons, but suffice it to say, really big time supporters, who I also shared the live stream with. So there are a couple people who are non-patrons who are on here watching, like Doug, as an example. Doug's not a patron, but Doug got the link, and Waukesha Pilot got the link, and Billy, you know, my moderators got the link. So there are a couple people here who aren't patrons per se, but have over the last few months anyway have donated, you know, some sizable amounts of money to the cause, and certainly more than any of the patrons have up to this point. And so I thought, you know, they asked me, well, you know, does the, you know, I'm not going to go into dollar amounts, but, you know, the hundreds of dollars that they've donated to me over the you know, does that allow them to qualify to participate? And I said, yes, of course it does. So, can we see the mast lights now? Probably not, Billy. They really don't show up very well. They really don't. I mean, if I was off at a distance, it's directly up at the top of my mast, and it's really short on top of the mast, so the mast blocks it. That's why I didn't even realize it was working until late at night the other night. I was laying here looking up through, and I noticed a light lighting up my Windex. All of a sudden, my Windex was illuminated. I'm like, why is somebody aiming a spotlight at the Windex? And I realized, oh, well, okay, I guess it was working then. So I just wasn't able to see it. So that's why I did that video in the dark, because unless it was that dark out, you'd never see the light on. So you can't see the light directly from here. You can't see the bulb. All you can see is the light that it shines on the Windex. And it's not dark enough up there to see that right yet. So, but it is getting breezy out here, and frankly, it's cold. I mean, it's supposed to get down to like 65 degrees here today, so it's kind of chilly. But I think I'm gonna just go ahead and make this first one a short one. I explained to you guys how happy I am with the boat and how everything's working beautifully on it. I will say there's something about keeping your system simple. The KISS theory on the boat, you know, like my cooking is an example. Okay, I have a Coleman camp stove, so I screw in a little 1 pound bottle. I have a little filler deal, and I got a 20-pound bottle over here so I can refill it. I can see right there that 1 pound bottle hanging on my propane bottle. I have 2 of them. When they go out, I simply connect them up to my 20-pound propane bottle and refill them. Easy peasy, takes hardly any time whatsoever to do that, and then I've got propane again. So it's a really simple system. I grill outside on the grill here. I have my Coleman stove down below. Really simple systems. Obviously my head is a very simple system, works perfectly, never a problem, doesn't malfunction. So I think we've gotten all the bugs worked out on the engine. I think it's working just fine now once I get this alternator fixed. Again, that's my fault. And you know, I admit when I screw up, I admit it. You know, that was my fault. I ended up frying the alternator and breaking that bracket because I forgot to tighten down a bolt. 100% my fault. So my ladder I put on the back, I'm really thrilled with it. It's working very, very well. It goes down in the water quite deeply. I mean, I can stand on the lower rung and be you know, belly button deep in water. So I'm really happy with that. It's working out very well, very easy and convenient to get in and out of the boat with that. Very comfortable. Generator's working nicely. Not burning very much fuel at all. It does burn a little bit of oil, though. I've noticed that. And it has an automatic a low oil shutoff. If the oil runs low on it, it shuts the generator down. So that happened to me the other day before I did the oil change. And I'm probably going to do another oil change again here pretty soon because it gets a lot of hours. My generator gets a lot of hours, and it's been working flawlessly. Absolutely perfectly doing its job, filling it up with gas. It runs all, you know, I fill it up, it'll run 10-12 hours at a fuel fill on a gallon of gas. So, and it powers everything. You know, it runs my refrigeration, and it allows me to charge all my devices and run my computer and do my video editing and charge all the batteries and stuff. So kind of a cool setup. I'm very happy with that. So you know, all the boat systems are working beautifully. You know, steering pedestal's working. I've got to calibrate the autopilot. I need to take a day and just do that. I haven't done that yet. What else is new and exciting on the boat? That's about it. Oh, Miss Lee did something today. Oh, she got in so much trouble. Okay. She has been trained to go way up in the bow to do her business. That way it runs down the sides of the boat and it goes out the scuppers on the side. Easy peasy, right? Today, she was up on the cabin roof and she peed on the cabin roof. That was not a good thing to do. So she got her butt ripped for that. And I don't think she's going to try doing that again. But it's something I have to keep an eye out and monitor. I don't want her getting in the habit of peeing and pooping on the cabin roof. She's got to do that up on the V-berth so it goes right over the side, not on the cabin roof where, you know, wind and whatever can blow it back into me. So, oh well. Anyhow, kids, look, it's getting dark. There's some rain clouds moving in. No, it did not run into the hatch. It did run down over the side, and it did go out the scupper hole just like it was supposed to, or just like it would normally do. I just don't want her to get in the habit of peeing up there because I don't want her pooping up there. So, but it's getting dark out here, and it looks like we got some rain clouds coming in. So I'm gonna fire up the Jenny, go down below, work on some editing, and get everything closed up here in a minute. I got to obviously make myself another cocktail since I just spilt my entire drink. I had one sip out of it, and I dumped the whole thing. It all went down the drain. So since nobody had any questions for me, I tell you, it's been kind of nice having a live stream without all the stupid questions from all the trolls interrupting the chat all the time. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's do this again next Sunday. I hopefully will have the systems worked out better. I will eviscerate some of the trolls' ability to be able to get in here. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do all that, but I'll get that figured out. A couple people that signed up for this. I think I'm going to make it a requirement that if you're going to be a patron and you want to participate in the live streams, it has to be your real name and not a fake name. And that's how we'll just deal with that. It's just not that hard. So anybody that gets on and tries to set up something with a fake name, not going to be able to do it. You know, all the rest of you guys use your real name, so they should too. And I think that's an easy way for me to do that. And I certainly control who I send the emails out to with the link to the video. So it's not that hard to control that. So hopefully we'll get rid of a couple of those trolls that way and nip that in the butt. They think they're so smart. Oh well. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Billy Boy says, well, let me go check the chat, see if I missed anything of significance. So, from Guess Who, Doug, okay, who cares? Just messing with you, I always pick you up about, like, oh, no problem, don't you connect 20-pound to the grill with a cable and a small adapter. Yeah, I could do that, Frank. I could do that, but I like just using the 1-pound bottles. Gem will consume a slight bit of oil. Yep, it does. Not a cable, a hose. Okay. All small engines consume a little bit of oil. Yep. Did it run into the hatch? Nope. Doug, have you seen the guy on YouTube that runs his lawnmower on all different fuels, including crude? Huh. What's your next port of call? I don't know at this point. I'm almost afraid to say where I'm going to be next because every time I say, I never get that. So, yeah, you're right, Pilot. It is absolutely killing them that they can't be here. Absolutely killing them. So that's fine. So, alrighty, kids. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So you guys, you know, the usual thing, you know, you guys be good to one another. And, you know, I know you guys are because you guys are good to me. And I really appreciate that. So, anyhow, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, kids. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night, everybody. And thank you for participating in this first patron-only live stream. Next time I'll have the phone properly aligned. Anyhow, good night, everybody. Have a great day.